Right, stock market update. What just happened in the week gone? Which stocks do I like? And what's going to happen in the week ahead? We are on the 31st of March. Let's look at the data, shall we? And indeed, like I said, it's been a fantastic week, as you will see. Now, why is there a lot of red then, Alpesh? Well, this is looking at valuations, price to earnings ratios. And those multiples are share prices relative to profitability. And really only energy companies and banks are undervalued on the basis their share prices are low compared to the profits per share. Okay, so how have the markets performed this past week? Incredibly well, actually. You can see the figures there, and energy did rather well. Pretty much everything, with the exception of Google, has done exceptionally well this past week. Another measure of valuation, however, is share price to earnings growth, or growth in profits. And there again, you see energy, the only undervalued stock. So be careful with some of the gains that we're seeing this week, in that the market is still arguably relatively overvalued. However, how have we done year to date? Well, the NASDAQ 100 is up 18%, whereas surprisingly the S&P is only up 5%. So you can see a massive gap in performance based on the stocks you're buying, let alone the Dow, which is down for the year so far. So not very good news there at all. Let's just have a look at that S&P 500, just to give us a more feel for the market. And it continues upwards. It continues in the right direction that I want it to move in as well. If we look at this monthly MACD, which is a measure of momentum, you can see all of 2022 it fell, and we wouldn't get in even when the markets were rising. We knew it couldn't last, and indeed it would fall back. Now it's forming something of a base, and it's taking bloody ages, because I've been saying that since December. It's been going sideways, which is why the market's been going sideways. And at the moment, it continues to look like it'll continue going sideways. So just hold your horses before you get too excited about plunging into stocks. As for the FTSE 100, of course, it's had a bad month, and then it's recovered some of it. And again, could go either way with this one, so I'm going to stay away. It's neutral. It's certainly not one where I'm saying the odds are for an upward move or the odds are for a downward move. It's neither of those. Apple, on the other hand, I'm positive on, and bought some more this week. You can see that upward trend. You can see this, whilst it's formed a base here, is actually starting to rise, and you can see that reflected in the share price. It's in this channel, this upward channel, and you can see the top end of that channel has a long way to go. So I'm positive on Apple. Alphabet, similar kind of story. It formed a base. It's now near the top end at 101. Do I see it going up to whatever, 150 in the next 12 months? Probably not the next 12 months, depending on what happens with their AI business, but certainly over the next 18 months. Yeah, I see it going back up to those levels. Microsoft, I bought some more of this week, as I did Alphabet, by the way. And it's at 284. Remember, it had bottomed out at about 100 and, well, around 200. So it's up almost 50% from that low, and is going higher in that direction. And the MACD again has formed a base along which it can start moving higher, as it is showing indicatively from the weekly stochastic as well, let alone that the fundamentals look good. Whereas all of last year, it was just falling, and you just had to get out. And indeed, it fell 40% last year. Okay, Amazon fell 54% last year, or from peak to trough. And now it's starting to rise up, and it's still on track. You can see that there. You can see the MACD having based and bottomed out, and it's giving that basis on which to do it. So I'm happy that I bought some more of that this week. Adobe doing a similar story, and I may well buy more of that. And I should make a note that I probably will, I think, potentially buy more of that one. Okay, Adobe buy. Let's make a note on that. I'm looking at this and writing about it at the same time I'm speaking to you. So this is fresh analysis. Warner Brothers, which I own, still a bit of a base, still rising up. That was bought in January, so we're up on the January price, but we want it to go higher. Taiwan Semiconductor also bought in January. We're up on that and in the right direction. So good for my SIP, good for my ISA, good for my mental health. Nvidia, bought in January, again, fantastic. If you follow my Telegram channel, you'll know that. And by the way, for those who aren't following me, and more stocks to come in a second, alpeshpatel.com/links will give you all the places where you can subscribe, like, share, comment. Those are the things to say now. So that's where we are with that one. It's actually been one of our best performers so far this year, and it's still on target to continue higher. And you can see what happens when a MACD flattens and starts to rise on a monthly chart and the weekly's going up. That's what I want the others to end up looking like, and I think they will. They're just a bit slower down the race, as it were. Tesla, again, one of the best picks for this year so far as well from us in January. You will have seen from previous weekly updates, and that's the right direction, and it's forming a base and it's starting to move up, so that's good news as well. That's your lot. Don't forget to go to alpeshpatel.com/links, where you can also download a free copy of my Financial Times published book, The Mind of a Trader. You can follow me. Look at my Telegram channel. Look at that to get the daily updates from me, please. And thank you very much for watching. Thank you.